I'm gonna like put my gameplay over the visuals.
No.
For the you're gonna
No!
watch my Crunker.io gameplay.
Oh
Everybody,
no! Hey
shout out!
everybody, welcome to this is the GamerGate Crunker.io
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, you tricked me, you bitch.
You've been pranked. All right, I'll be back. Hey yo,
Yo, what up?
we're about to talk about side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ben's cold affects his alien transformations, leaving Wild Mutt virtually blind, forearms with putrid pus pockets, and heat blast far from able to warm up. Not good when there's a bug manipulating maniac threatening a city.
It's Landlord B guy.
Yeah, I fucking told you there was a bee guy that gets evicted from his apartment. Eviction is the root of all evil in the Ben 10
Yeah,
universe, apparently.
all animal related evil.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you can guess why I was deeply offended by this episode, right?
No, why?
Come on. I'm Demigloom. What is Demigloom known for, Riley?
I don't know.
Come on.
I'm not gonna get it. Don't even. We're not gonna sit here and play the game. It's not.
Okay,
It's not happening.
your hint is that it's bug related.
Oh, they kill bugs. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Like thousands of bugs die in this episode. And I actually genuinely have like a moral problem with this, and this probably sounds like a joke, but I'm dead serious. I don't like the killing of bugs. I don't like the killing of anything, but including but not limited to bugs being like presented like so lightly as a laughing matter. Like it was just like, oh ha ha ha, we just killed like thousands of living creatures. Like no, like it's a obviously death can be portrayed on screen, but it's a delicate subject that needs to be handled with some amount of maturity. Unless it's like specifically, obviously, like I don't give a shit if fucking Family Guy kills bugs. Family Guy kills millions of people per episode, right? But like when it comes to something like this, something that's like serious, clearly being presented in a serious light, I think the death of bugs should be treated with some amount of weight rather than just like, you know what I mean?
Nah.
Yeah, well, obviously because you don't care about bugs, so like of course you're going to disagree with me. So there's like no point in arguing about this unless we want to just have the bug debate again.
God, you suck.
Do you want to have the bug debate again, or do you want to move on? Because those are the two options.
No, I'm actually really distracted right now. Please just give me 1 minute. Fuck, I can't find it. God damn it.
What are you looking for?
It's like one of those things where like you think of a song and you really want to find what it is, and then you can't find what it is.
Why are you doing this on the podcast?
Because it just you can't control that shit. It just happens. I thought about a song. Oh, I
Okay,
left to piss, and I also briefly took out the trash because my mom told me to. And while I was taking out the trash, this fucking song appeared in my head, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this? I gotta
okay.
find this."
I understand. I've been there. That was me the other day when there was the Family Guy bit about a song, and I was like, "Holy shit! What's the real song? I know this song," and I spent like 4 hours trying to figure it out.
It's torture.
And then that song ended up being uploaded to Demi and the Goons as a DS version. It's crazy. Family Guy is actually the real puppet master behind Demi and the Goons. Fun fact.
Yeah, of course.
My entire sense of humor that you can see on that channel is completely Family Guy inspired.
Listeners, if any of you know the Pokemon anime song that goes do 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 do, the one that goes like that, I can't find it. I know it's real.
Are you telling me you were scrolling through like Pokemon anime
I was
songs?
scrolling through Pokemon anime OST trying to find the song that goes do 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 do.
I think you're think I think you're I think you're thinking of one that goes beep 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 boop bop.
Songs are like completely unidentifiable with fucking gobbledygook when you try to like make them with your mouth. It doesn't work, but I want to know. It's like it plays when they're like in creepy places but I tried like looking up Pokemon anime creepy music, and all I got was fucking Lavender Town.
Well,
Not even Lavender Town from the anime, just like results about Lavender Town in general. Then when I looked up creepy Pokemon anime OST.
did you know that Lavender Town, the music actually gave like kids like
It's not
fucking
real. It's
brain
not real.
damage or
It's
some shit?
creepypasta.
No, it's real, bro. Do you mean to tell me people go on the internet just to tell lies?
No, everybody tells the truth on the internet. That's the rule.
Yeah, that is the rule.
This episode was really good. This episode was perfect, actually.
The Ben 10 one?
Yes,
No.
I know they killed some bugs. I understand your gripe, but this episode was really solid.
I like
Uh,
the plot of the bug guy, right? Combined with the running gag of the aliens being sick, like being sprinkled throughout the plot. I
yeah,
think
no,
that
like the cold affecting the aliens was like a really cool like gimmick idea, and then it's all surrounded with this really cool like interesting villain. And there's a lot of good action in the episode. There's a lot of like fun character moments. This is the perfect Ben 10 episode to me. It's not my favorite. It's not better than the Alliance, but it might be on equal footing.
really is it a 10 out of well, we'll talk about that
Well, we'll
later.
talk about that later.
Um I honestly I thought it was pretty good, but it got a little bit repetitive. Like, oh, the bug guy. Oh, we're gonna get the bug guy. Oh, the bug guy's gone. We gotta go find. Oh, the bug guy's here. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's here. Oh, you know what I mean? A little bit too much of that.
That kind of happens in every Ben 10 episode, though. There's a villain, they fight him, and then they leave, and then they find the villain, and they fight him again. And
Mm,
that's the Ben 10 formula, I think.
yeah, I think it was just a little bit excessive this time. Also, I have one like serious complaint about
Okay.
the animation particularly.
Why?
Um,
What's wrong with it?
so when he's like completely like consumed by these bugs and he's just like a big like bug monster. I don't know if you noticed this, Riley, but basically like their method of creating this, instead of like actually animating the bugs, they just like basically made the character like a fucking like green screen and then just like put like a fucking looping gif of bugs around over that. They just like rotoscoped it in there, and you can clearly see that despite the guy moving, the placement of the bugs on the screen is it like it's stagnant because it's not animated. It's just like a fucking like background, and essentially there's an image of bugs crawling around that is a background of the video of the animation, and they place the footage of the actual show over that, but the character, the bug guy, serves as like a hole in the video. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you mean.
Did you notice this?
Not really. I don't really pay attention too deeply, usually, but
I don't even have to pay attention. Like I feel like I don't know if most people notice that or not, because like I do tend to like notice really weird like oddly specific things and then also not notice things that like other people complain about. But yeah, other than that, like that and the killing bugs, I don't really have a problem with this episode. I think it was pretty good. I definitely liked
I
the
guess my
last
only
one better.
problem with the episode, and like obviously, I love this episode, so I'm not gonna let this bother me. But like, if I try to think of criticism, there is kind of the thing where like this is just Doctor Animo, but again,
Yeah. Yeah, he's they're both like weird, like really weird like
they're
skin
both
like
really weird dudes who get evicted from their apartments, and
that are like
they have the power to like control animals.
that are like on paper like human beings, but obviously like have like a weird like skin disease or some shit and like
Yes.
goblin like physical features. Are they are they? Oh wait, what if? What
Okay.
if? No, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say, what if Doctor Animo and this guy are like both like the same like weird alien species, but this guy some has like a weird like telepathic connection to the bugs, whereas Doctor Animo like invented a machine to communicate with animals. Or
Yeah.
he doesn't even really communicate with animals. He just like zaps them with his thing, and it makes them giant and like to have some sort of allegiance to him. and listen to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely more similar to Dr. Animo than he needs to be. But I think he was just different enough that like it didn't affect my enjoyment of the episode. But you like this episode better than the previous one?
Yeah, for sure.
And why is that?
I don't know.
This one just more remarkable?
Yeah, this one is just more remarkable to me. Like there was a lot more like good action. There's a lot. I just like enjoyed it a lot more in general. I think there was more love here for me personally.
See, I think that's the thing. That's another thing that I think we've discussed this before. You're much more into the action than I am.
That's
Like for
fair.
me, like it's much more about comedy and it's like comedy, lore, and just like art. You know what I mean? Like like the design of the characters
No, I
and
want to
like
watch them fight.
more. I don't want to say
I
aesthetic.
want to watch them punch each other.
Yeah, and that's why you like Dragon Ball and I don't. Action is not enough of a force for me to like.
There's a lot of like
Get,
character and comedy in Dragon Ball too.
well, here's the thing. Also, for me, when it's like, and I'm not arguing about Dragon Ball. Like I don't doubt what you just said, but the thing with action for me is that I have to have emotional stakes in the action itself. And when it's Ben 10, like I just know that like okay, Ben's going to beat the shit out of the bad guy. Like cuz that's what happens every single time. Whereas like in like a drama show like Breaking Bad or some shit, like where it's like oh, like there's like you're like actually kind of on the edge of your seat wondering like who's going to get the best, who's going to get the better of the other. You know what I mean?
You
I
see,
hate to compare it to Breaking Bad. That's just like the one show that's been on my mind that I can draw some kind of a
we
comparison
don't have to
to.
draw this out, but I have one more thing to say about Dragon Ball. What you just described is literally like the philosophy on which Dragon Ball is built. Like emotional stakes within the action. Dragon Ball is a story that is masterfully written in such a way that like the fights are the stakes, and it's like you're fully invested. And it's like Akira Toriyama was very talented at doing that, and that's why the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are great, and you should watch. And they're good in the way that you just said was.
I don't know. To me, it seems that the action itself, like visually, has a much stronger appeal than it to me. Like when that becomes an appeal in itself, it feels intrusive, and I can acknowledge that that's a completely subjective like preference of mine. Because I just don't get much out of like action visually, which is another reason I fucking hate Family Guy because they do those stupid fucking dramatic
Chicken
fights.
fights.
The chicken fights are so fucking stupid unless they have some sort of like really funny twist to it, which they almost
Unless
never do.
instead of the chicken, it's Homer Simpson.
That made it significantly less funny.
Did it?
Yes. There was okay, so there was one that was really 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 funny. And the fact that it was like such a repetitive running gag made the twist funnier, you know what I mean? So it's almost like the boringness of the chicken fights is like a necessary evil to like build you up in annoyance for like the total like rejection of the traditional version of the bit. But what basically the funny thing that they did, um, Stewie or like Brian like fucks with Stewie's time machine or whatever. I don't remember the exact plot, but like basically time is reversed, right? The whole world is happening in reverse, and they like go forward by like 2 days or some shit, and like the entire city is just like fucking destroyed, and it looks like all post-apocalyptic. And they're like, Jesus Christ, where'd all this devastation come from? And there's like planes crashed all over the ground and shit, and you see the entire chicken fight happen like in reverse, and like the whole like
You
city
see
is
them
like
like
restored.
rebuild the city.
Yeah.
That's really fucking good.
I just really like the line like, where did all this devastation come from?
Can you
And then it's
send
just
me?
like,
Can you send me what this episode is? I actually want to see this.
I'll show you the clip, or I'll send you the clip. Holy shit, Eggy is live doing. I thought he was doing the Wings of Redemption shit. He was just watching it.
But he was just pretending to be Wings of Redemption on stream. Oh god.
Yeah, Family Guy reverse chicken fight.
Reverse chicken fight. It does seem like I probably would just like enjoy like watching Family Guy. Every time I do like chuckle.
Everything I hate
I
about
don't know
Family
why
Guy,
I
you would
doubt.
probably love.
What do you
Like
hate about Family Guy?
it's oh my god. I do not even like want to
Give me
begin.
the
I need to like
video
prepare.
essay.
I need to
One.
prepare my talking points about why I hate Family Guy. It's Family Guy's like my guilty pleasure because I fucking hate it with a burning passion, but I also love it too. Because like at the end of the day, I binge watch it all the fucking time. I watched like 10 episodes of the Cleveland Show today.
My fucking god.
Dude, I love the
My
Cleveland
name is
Show.
Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be right back in my hometown with my new family. There's old friends and
Okay,
new
wait.
friends and even a
Listen,
bear.
Riley, when you're doing the funny Cleveland Show song thing, you have to end it at family because it becomes unfunny once you go further. You're just
No,
singing
you
the
gotta
whole
sing the whole
song.
song. Yeah. Through good times and
All right, shut the
bad
fuck up.
times, it's true love we share. Come on, Danny. Finish it for me. That'll be funny when we
No,
stop.
no, no. We're not doing that.
Finish it for me because I don't remember what this last lyric is.
All right, what was the last lyric you said?
I said, through good times and bad times, it's true love we share.
Uh, and so I found a place where everyone will know my happy mustache face. This is the
This is the
Cleveland
Cleveland
Show.
show. Yeah.
And then it goes, ha ha. So like I have like the Cleveland Show obviously has like a certain stupidity around it because it was very obviously like Seth MacFarlane or whoever the fuck's idea it was like, what if we made Family Guy but black people? And like you that entire philosophy is present throughout like the entire like every aspect of the show. It's clearly just like what if we took this aspect of Family Guy but like made it like stereotypically black, and it's really obnoxious and it's stupid, but also like the characters like once you get over that, I guess, like once you like kind of just accept the formula or the stupid gimmick that it is, like the characters are actually like much better than like a lot of the Family Guy characters. I like Cleveland Jr. is genuinely probably he might be my favorite character like in the entire like fucking Family Guy cinematic universe.
The Cleveland's family like becomes Family Guy characters after the Cleveland show gets canceled, right? Like he comes back to
Yeah, he
Quahog
comes
with his
back to Quahog.
family.
Yeah, but the thing is, like they're like never in the show. They made like one like gimmick episode where it was like, oh, Cleveland's back, and like like they showed them like moving in to Quahog, but they I'm trying to think. Donna is in there occasionally because she's like friends with Lois and Bonnie, and she's a part of their like book club or whatever. But like you never see like Cleveland Jr. or Rollo or Roberta like ever.
Cleveland Jr. should be hanging out with Chris.
Yeah.
I think they get along.
I love Cleveland Jr. I don't think he's my favorite Family Guy cinematic universe character, but he's definitely like top, probably top three, definitely top five.
I think
And you
my
got to
favorite
remember
Family
there's
Guy Cinematic
hundreds.
Universe character might be Death. When does Death like? I remember
Ah,
Death being a lot more like significant in the show, but then every time I watch Family Guy, I like never see Death. I'm like, when did this guy stop?
yeah, that was definitely like Death is from the arc that I like to call full screen Family Guy. Like once Family Guy went to widescreen, it was almost like that was the end of an era. Even though realistically it's much more complicated than that. Like that's kind of how I like separate like the two. Obviously there's many eras of Family Guy, right? There's like I think there's like five distinct art styles that it's went through, but that's really how I like discern like the good old Family Guy to like new like shitty watered down Family Guy. And I think Death has had like one or two episodes since like like modern Family Guy.
Did Norm Macdonald do Death in Family Guy?
I don't remember. It was definitely a famous guy.
Please Google it because I had to.
Yeah.
I would have to break my spine to get to my computer at this particular moment.
Yeah, it's Norm Macdonald.
God, Norm Macdonald is so good.
He is.
He's a fucking genius. The funniest shit I've ever seen is him going on The View and talking about how Bill Clinton murdered a man.
Yeah.
And like making all these old ladies uncomfortable as
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
brazenly claims that the president has murdered somebody. And then he thought it was a matter of public record.
Was it Bill Clinton or Bill
It was
Cosby?
no. The bit was he was talking about how much he loved Bill Cosby, and then he just kept bringing up Bill Clinton instead and talking about how Bill Clinton killed a man. And then all the old ladies are like, no, we're talking about Bill Cosby, Bill Cosby.
And he's like, yeah, well, Bill Clinton killed a guy.
Yeah, Bill
He's just like,
Clinton.
yeah, I think we watched that together in a call. Like, Jesus Christ, that was probably like a year ago.
We had to do it again after this show, the 1 year anniversary.
When is our 2-year anniversary?
Or like of us. Of what?
Well, I guess me coming on largest issue.
I'd have to. What was like the? Do you mean
January
like
14th.
the day of episode 50 or the day of episode 37 or whatever the fuck?
The day of episode 39.
Okay.
Because that marks like my first interaction with you guys. Like pretty much from then on, I was like part of the group, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
what
like
was the day of episode 39?
January 14th. So
Okay,
we're coming up
so-
on 2 years.
Wow.
I always said to my you know what I mean, like always told myself like internet friends aren't real. You know what I mean? Because not because like I wanted to like demean people who had internet friends and stuff. It's just because like I had a lot of like close internet friends, and I felt like I've had so many emotional like stakes in the relationship by taking it super seriously that they're you know, the end of like the internet friendship was like much more devastating than it needed to be. So I kind of just like was like, yeah, no, internet friends aren't real friends. I shouldn't take it super seriously. But like, I don't know, man. Like with the issue crew,
You had a paper due that urgently that you're trying to work on discreetly.
what do you hear me? Do you hear me clicking?
Yeah, I hear like rapid typing.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'll quit that. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, yeah, but I think the issue crew and like content friends and stuff. I think it's I don't know. I have high hopes. High hopes for the future.
Yeah, it's like the internet friend thing is like it's like I just don't have the power to meet all these people. I want to.
Yeah.
It's like I do consider all of you guys my real friends, and it like kind of makes me sad when the distinction is ever made at all. Because it's like, but I think you guys are real friends.
Yeah.
Why am I not a real friend? Like the different ways people perceive internet friends make me sad.
Yeah. And I try my best to
Like
not like
Edith's constantly talking about how she doesn't have any friends, and I'm always like, what the fuck? Dude, yeah, you do. I'm
well, I
right
mean,
here.
I say that stuff all the time despite considering my my internet friends real friends. I have like recently developed a new friend group. Post
Fucking Squeebo and Clown Fluffs.
Clowny Fluffs, Weebo the Last, and yeah, more a couple like 4 or 5 more people. They're actually they're super chill, super cool people.
When are we
Honestly,
gonna get like Squeebo the Last on a podcast?
they've been like begging me to like let them on Issue Crew, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, I let fucking Silas on Issue Crew. We can let Squeebo the Last on Issue Crew.
Yeah, I just like for
Squeebo
me,
the
I'm
Last
just
is like your Silas.
no. Termite was my Silas.
No, Silas isn't as bad as Termite.
Oh damn! You know that I cut ties with Termite like yesterday, right?
Wait, really?
Yeah, I blocked them on like everything. They
Fuck.
and then they like texted my personal phone number, and then I just blocked that too.
How did Termite get your personal phone number? Did you give it to them?
Well, actually, it wasn't my personal phone number; it was my Google Voice. But
Okay.
as far as the people who I give my Google Voice number are concerned, it's my personal number. That's what I give people when they ask me for my number, and I don't want to be mean. I just give them my fucking Google Voice.
That's good. Good.
I'd like to apologize to anybody who I've given my Google Voice. I realize I just insulted you. It's a matter of my own paranoia and social anxiety, not you being unworthy of my real phone number. Because realistically, I wouldn't give a shit. It's just I don't want to get doxxed.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I don't
I
want somebody to
understand
call in
entirely.
like a fucking bomb threat to my local establishment under my name and shit like that.
No, but yeah, let's go about the last Come On Issue Crew. What does he want to talk about?
They, Riley.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, we're letting another one of those on our podcast. One of those they people. I don't know what Squeeb. I don't fucking know. They play like Overwatch and shit.
Fuck. Why? I asked you to do the Overwatch episode, and fucking Andrew and Squeebo can nerd out about how great it is, and the rest. No. That we have a strong Overwatch force on the issue crew. We get Squeebo on there, and then there's like Andrew and Mo who love it, and then there's me who hates it. It's a great podcast.
And then me, who's like gonna play Overwatch in the next couple of days, and then give my thoughts on it. And my thoughts are
We
inevitably.
unironically should do this the Monday after next.
What's the next episode gonna be about?
We're doing Sonic, and Heartsease coming on,
Sonic.
so
Oh,
that's not negotiable.
I don't even know if I want to come on the Sonic podcast.
Yes, you do. Yes, you have to. The
What?
gunpoint.
Why is Demigloom so important for the Sonic episode?
Because you have the autism power. It's like even
I
if
don't
you're not
have
obsessed with
autism.
Sonic, you have Sonic fan energy, and I know you have some relationship with Sonic the Hedgehog that I want to discuss.
I'm just gonna talk about how like why like I've come to the mathematical conclusion that Sonic games are bad, and just piss everybody off, and it won't be like like fun. It'll just be stupid.
Well, I
It'll
mean
just be me being
that's
like,
what's gonna happen anyway. Because fucking Jason's gonna show up and he's gonna talk about how much he hates Sonic, and then me and Heartsy are gonna be like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Archie's gonna be like, hey, I love Sonic the Hedgehog, and then I'm gonna be like,
Wow.
yes, I love Sonic too, but I also hate it at the same. Like you read my fucking Twitter thread about why I hate fucking Sonic games
Yeah,
or
complicated
why I think they're
relationship with
bad.
Sonic are always interesting to discuss. That's exactly why I want you on the Sonic podcast.
I guess, yeah.
But shit, man, what happened to this Ben 10 episode? There was the landlord girl who got sneezed on by forearms.
That was not the landlord girl. That was like the city council girl.
The
Not
city
what the fuck
council girl
was
or
it?
whatever.
Was she
Yeah,
a councilwoman? Was that what she
I
was? I
think
don't fucking
so.
remember.
Also, I hate. Again, I guess these are just like gripes. It's not enough to deter me from liking the episode. I'm not a fan of stink humor usually. Because, like, I
Yeah,
look at it and then I think about it and it's gross. And it's like, whatever, I can handle gross, but it's just, like, kind of unpleasant to imagine.
yeah, for sure.
So, like, the forearms joke just, like, hit weird for me. Like, the fucking green shit. It's like,
Yeah, I didn't even. I was just like,
mm.
yeah, yeah,
But Ice Heat Blast was sick.
yeah. I mean,
That sold the whole episode.
aren't you like? Isn't that like what you smell like all the time, though, Riley? Like,
Shut the fuck up, Demigloom.
according to Jason, you do smell really bad.
He's wrong. Maybe he just catches me on bad days. I only see the boy like once every year and a half.
Yeah,
He's not around me constantly enough to give a judgment of my fucking average smell.
that's probably true.
I once had a discussion about this because, like, in high school. No, Jason is right to think this because in high school I had like a real problem. Like, it was like something I couldn't even control. Like, it was bad. It was
Yeah,
awful, like, uncontrollable body odor in high school. And then at some point in my adulthood, it just kind of stopped all of a sudden, and like it stopped being an issue. And I had a conversation with like my old group of friends at work about it, and it was funny because it's like that day I smelled bad because it was just how it worked out that I talked about like how my mother described me smelling and like how that's like the constant reality, and they were like, no, she's correct today. But that's it. You've never smelled bad before. You're just having a bad day, I guess.
huh? Interesting.
But yeah, no, like high school age was bad. Bad time.
Well, you're also clearly somebody who went through puberty much later than the average person, so that could be part of it. You could
What
have been
is
going through
that?
puberty.
What? I went through What are you talking about, bro?
Riley, there are videos of you from when you were like 16 years old, and you sound like you were 7.
Well, the voice is one thing, but like the rest of the puberty happened.
So you think the one aspect of puberty, that being your voice, is like the one thing
Yeah, exactly.
that was late. That's not how that works. That's not real.
No, it can't. It has to be real.
No.
It Palestine.
It Palestine. Mr.
Funniest
White.
thing we've ever
It
said.
Palestine. I think I started that.
It is real. No, it Palestine.
Yeah,
No,
this
you
is just
did start it because you're the one who phrased it like that. Because
yeah, yeah,
I would
yeah.
have done it wrong and said it's Palestine. The it
Yeah.
Palestine is really good.
Do you remember the scene
Jeez.
where he says it's Palestine and then he palists all over those guys?
He Palestined all over those guys.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Shit, Demi, I just again, this is not related to the show, but I'm gonna forget if I don't ask you. Did I even send you the mocast from Sunday?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, because that was I like blacked out during that mocast.
Interesting.
I
That's
like time
unfortunate.
I like time warped because I don't know how much of it you've edited. I hope a lot of it, considering it's supposed to come out tomorrow. I think I fall asleep at some point, but it's the kind of fall asleep where I do not at all recall it.
Yeah.
Like it was just like I was on the mocast and I was talking, and then suddenly the mocast was over, and I was like, "Wait, are we ending already?" And they were like, "Yeah, we've been going for over an hour." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean that's what happened the first time I smoked weed. Or actually the opposite of that happened. I've told this story publicly multiple times where like I just felt like I woke up from like a 4-hour nap and no time actually passed at all. I was actually had that like epitome like mid conversation.
I took some pills I wasn't supposed to take by accident once, and I just kind of like again I like
By accident, bro.
no, it was by accident. I thought some pills were aspirin and they were not aspirin. They were like some other medication
Didn't you say they were like
that my mother
Xanax?
takes. Yeah. My
You
mother
took
takes
fucking
them
Xanax.
medically, and
How did you not die?
I don't know. I just like
You just like had a normal day. You're like, yeah, yeah,
no.
took a
I did. It
Xanax
wasn't
and
quite a normal day. I just kind of like I took them. I had a headache. That's why I took them because I thought they were aspirin, and I just sat down, and then suddenly it was hours later, and I was on the floor.
see that's what happens anytime I'm like sleep deprived, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay. So to fix my sleep schedule, I'm just gonna stay up all day today, you know what I mean? And then go to bed at a normal time because I'll be really tired then, right? You've been through this before, right?
Yes, and real quick, I feel the need to say the disclaimer to the viewers. This happened when I was like 18. My mother didn't like leave her pills around when I was a kid. I went into her room looking for aspirin as an adult and accidentally took the wrong shit.
Wait, does she know that happened?
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
Cause I asked her like what was up with that aspirin in that bottle.
Damn, bro, what's up with that aspirin in that bottle that's clearly labeled Xanax? Woo wee, silly me.
And I don't know, I don't think it was in a bottle. It just looked like I don't quite remember the circumstances, but I was like, "Yo, what was with that fucking aspirin, bro?" Like I like
Yeah,
blacked out.
you got some weird ass aspirin, man. No, but I this is the problem I face when I pull all nighters because I'll pull an all nighter. I'm like, okay, well, it's 10 a.m. and I didn't sleep all night, so what I'm gonna do is just stay up all day and go to bed at a normal time. That way, my sleep schedule's not fucked up. Because if I sleep for 12 hours now, then my schedule's completely fucked until you know what I mean. I can fix it. So I attempt to do that, and I just wake up. I don't fall asleep. I just wake up on the floor hours later. And that's what happens. That's how it ends every single time. No sleep, no falling asleep. I wake up with a stomach full of fucking microwave breakfast sandwiches and Monster Energy out of a desperate attempt to keep myself awake. And yeah, I guess I just inevitably literally just fucking pass out on the floor.
Gonna like not sleep on tomorrow night, and it's gonna be bad, but it's gonna happen.
What's the
I can't
circumstance?
stop it. When the clock strikes midnight, Demigloom. a certain video game will become available for me to play.
Oh my fucking god, really, dude?
Yes.
You're gonna stay up like all night playing Pokemon?
Of course I fucking am.
You could just Pokemon will be there in the morning,
But I
Riley.
have to work in the morning.
Well, Pokemon will be there after work.
But that's so long. And it's the new Pokemon.
God, you're such a little baby.
A lot of people I know take the day off for the new Pokemon, and
Oh my
I
god.
should have, but I didn't think about it.
I love that I love that you were like moral high grounding, like oh, but look, some people take the goddamn day off, and you're like, and the only reason I'm not doing that is because I didn't think of it in time. Just call in sick. No, you know what? You're probably gonna do that, knowing you. You're probably gonna call in sick, aren't you? Because you're gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna be staying. You're gonna stay up all night, and you're gonna wake up in the morning on zero sleep, and you're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna call in sick and play Pokemon because that's the most desirable outcome for you long term.
No, because I think I have to leave work early tomorrow. So like I can't leave work early tomorrow and call out sick on Friday. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on tomorrow. I forgot to call my grandmother. That might have been a bad idea to forget.
What did you need to call her for?
Cause the last time I talked to her, she was confused, and we never actually scheduled anything because she thought I was my mother. But she
Oh
wants me to
yeah,
go to this Thanksgiving thing.
that whole thing.
Yeah. Apparently, the update on that story, by the way, listeners, I don't think we were on a podcast when I told the story. My grandmother, not fully like fucked in the head or anything, but occasionally she gets confused, and her confusion this particular time I talked to her was she was just like convinced I was my mother. No matter like how many corrections I made, she was fucking absolutely adamant that I was my mother. Um, and then my mother talked to her on the phone the next day. And you know, my mother's like sick. She's so I guess I talked to her. I talked to my grandma and she thought that I was my mother. So the next day she talks to my mother, she's like, "You sounded a lot better yesterday."
Oh damn.
And then my mom was like, "No, that was Riely." And my grandmother was like, "Oh, you two were switching off." And she was like, and I was like, "No, we weren't. It was Riely the whole time."
Wow. Craziest plot twist ever.
She thought we were switching off. She thought we were like fucking passing the phone around. But yeah, wrap up questions about Bugman episode, unless we have other specific aspects we want to discuss.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Ice Heat Blast is best.
Yeah. That was my
Is that
favorite scene.
you know what? Heat Blast is always a treat anyway. Character wise, he's one of my favorite alien characters, and he shot some ice this time. It was cool action, and he also he was classic fun. Heat Blast. Heat Blast is my favorite character. I'm giving it to an alien for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, I'd probably go with Heat Blast, I guess, only because I don't have a better alternative.
And yeah, my favorite scene again is probably like the Heat Blast action scene.
Same.
And again, I think I made this obvious earlier. This is a 10 out of 10 Ben 10 episode for me.
10 out of 10. That's fucking bullshit. This is like a 6, 7 for me.
Okay. You gave the last one a 9 and this one a 6 or 7. Why did you like the last one so much
I'll
more?
give this one a 7. Like a
Why
solid
did you like
7.
the last one 2 whole points more than this one?
The last one was just like, this one was definitely more memorable, but the last one was just like more solid like throughout. Like I got tired with this one. And I did not get tired with the last one at all.
No, I get you. Okay. But no, personally, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. It's good, high quality. 10 out of 10 would watch again,
Cool.
and that's it. It's over. Get out.
Get
Go home.
out.
You don't have to. The words, the sentences. You don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He gets it.
He gets it. He gets it. All right, Demigloom.
Yeah.
Where the fuck can they find you, stupid ass?
Linked in the description.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wait a
it's
fucking minute.
a really cool like magic trick that we've discovered. Yeah, you can actually like put your links in the description of YouTube videos, and you don't have to individually like plug the URL for every fucking website they could find you on. It's crazy. It's this crazy new innovation.
No, I think I just have like plug PTSD because the first group podcast I ever did, I wasn't allowed to plug anything, and that like fucked with me in the head. So like
Yeah,
now that I'm running shows, I'm like, no, we got to make time for plugs. Everybody's got to plug their shit.
yeah. Do you have anything in particular you want to plug? I guess.
Well, I guess yeah, go listen to the Issue Crew is what I want to plug in particular
Yeah.
is
Issue Group
weekly
podcast.
weekly podcast where seven terminally online freaks such as me and Demigloom, we gather in various rotating casts and we discuss topics.
Yeah. I don't want to
And
get
it
anybody. I don't want to get anybody too excited because I'm not like hard committed to this. But I have been looking for guests for the Demigloom podcast,
fuck
which
the
is
Demigloom podcast.
it's I think I don't know. I'm looking for guests. I'm not like telling listeners to come on the show unless they really want to. But
Ellie won't come
it's
on
like
Omnitrix Radio, which will come on the Demigloom show,
yeah.
the Demigloom podcast.
I don't even know what I'm actually gonna call it. Like the working title is obviously just the Demigloom podcast, but I want to come up with a more snappy name. The Demigloom podcast is just too generic.
Real gloom hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be I guess politics, ethics, internet culture.
Garbage. Well, not internet culture. The other two things.
Yeah, because you have no stakes in the social issues. So you don't care. But like me personally, I do. My human rights are at stake, so obviously I'm going to have opinions about, how things should be handled.
Handle these nuts in your mouth,
Wow.
bitch. The
Hold on, did I just travel back in time? Is it 2014? Holy shit.
what? All right, gamers. Yeah, go listen to the Issue Crew. I don't care about anything else. Fuck everything else that I do. Holy shit.
What?
I have to do Kira's Kingdom tomorrow. Holy shit.
That is pretty wild.
Fuck.
What, are you not excited
Fuck.
about it?
I'm not ready for it. I told Mo, yeah, let's start this week, and then, but now it's time this week, and I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for Kira's Kingdom.
Why? Do you feel like it's just like such an important show that like it's like you feel like you have to be like meet a certain standard? Meet the golden standard of the good old
That and
days?
also like it's just I was not yet ready to make the balance in my head. Like I gotta start factoring in that I do Kira's Kingdom on Thursday nights to like my prep time for movie reviews, which I also do on Thursday nights. Which I've not factored that in. I gotta watch fucking Spider-Verse and then do the movie podcast, and then I assume I'll have time to watch an episode of Death Note, but it'll be like on the wire, and I'll kind of be like constantly in like content preparation or content making mode for that amount of
Yeah,
time, and it's not cool, man.
feels bad, man.
And I also have not prepared the dedicated feed yet, which I meant to have done before Kira's Kingdom episode 41 was to be dropped, but it's not looking like it's gonna happen because I'm a procrastinator and I can't stop.
So you don't think the Death Note feed is going to be a thing?
No, it'll be a thing, but I think it'll like the first like two or three reboot episodes might come out on the mega feed before I get my shit together and get the dedicated feed done.
Understandable.
Episode 41 coming soon.
Whoa. I love that number.
But yeah, go listen to Kira's Kingdom. Better than this show.
No, it's not.
Probably
Eh.
because Demigloom isn't on it and Mo Diggity is, and he's better than Demigloom.
You really think Mo is better than me?
I I love all of my friends equally.
Oh, that's bullshit. I listen, if you like when you said Colo was better than me, like I don't take offense to that. Like you and Colo have that you just click like that, you know what I mean? You're like
Yeah.
sodium chloride, but like me better than Mo? Like, come on, bro. Or sorry,
Well,
Mo better than
me and
me.
Mo also click well. To be fair, like we made Kira's
Okay,
Kingdom.
but so do we.
We make Kira's Kingdom.
I said you know what I meant. I didn't mean that we made Kira's Kingdom. I've had a
We
severe
made
and
Omnitrix
continuous
Radio, and that's not as good.
on. Okay, well, if me and you made Kira's Kingdom, it would most certainly be better than Omnitrix Radio because like Death Note is just a much better thing to talk about.
Shows like that, even like what shows could you do that with?
Honestly, we probably could do that with Breaking Bad, but
Yeah, Breaking Bad is the obvious candidate. We could
yeah,
definitely do that. Trying to think if there's any other shows that I could be invested in enough to do this sort of shit and have it be as great as it was in Kira's Kingdom.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. Watch along podcasts are cool. It's unfortunate. I've like started or attempted to start like a million of them for different things. It's like so hard to choose something because it's kind of like it's always the urge as a content creator who like likes that particular format where it's like this is a show that I'm vaguely interested in. What if I do a podcast about it and that will motivate me to watch it?
Yeah, I bet you could do that with Stranger Things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were gunning for the Stranger Things podcast.
Was I?
Yeah, I think it was pre Omnitrix Radio. We were like trying to come up with something, and you were like, "Bro, Stranger Things podcast." I think it was even pre Breaking Bad because like we talked about doing Stranger Things, we talked about doing Breaking Bad, and like for both of them, I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah.
And then I watched Breaking Bad, and it was the best thing I'd ever seen.
I wonder if we could do and not that we would because we're obviously going to do season reviews, but if we could do a Malcolm in the Middle podcast, do you think that would warrant and like a
No,
podcast
'cause
episode per episode?
it's a sitcom. It's hard to like.
See, I disagree. I think that show there's enough like to the comedy that like it's even just like in like DMs we've had like pretty entertaining conversations just about like why the like what like specific details they add to the jokes and why that makes it funny. It's just a great conversation.
The fucking military school payphone thing.
That was so fucking
That was
hilarious.
so
Like
good.
we could talk about that for like 20 minutes about why that was so good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we were gonna do season reviews of Malcolm in the Middle. I gotta get back to watching Malcolm so we can
I think we
actually
should
do that.
do honestly, I think we should do like episode reviews.
We're not gonna do that. We have Omnitrix Radio. We need to come up with another
Wait,
show that is fucking not based on a TV show.
but why? It's so perfect.
No, it's not. Listen, there's only one other watch along podcast I want to do right now. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with Penguin Mage, and it's gonna last for like 3 episodes, then never happen again.
For what show?
Pokemon.
Oh.
Because I've been thinking about the anime a lot. I wrote that fucking video.
I feel like the
I've been
Pokemon
watching
anime,
episodes.
I feel like most episodes of the Pokemon anime do not like warrant like a long discussion.
I don't think so.
Like it's pretty straightforward. Like there's not like a whole lot of like there's not like a frame by frame like breakdown you can make as to what makes it great. It's like, yeah, Ash got rid of Butterfree and it was really sad.
Nah, you could talk about that episode and the fucking emotional impact it had on a generation of children for hours.
Okay, to be fair, I did cry. Did you cry?
Uh, no, but I did tear
Oh,
up. I teared
okay,
up.
okay, you teared up. Okay, that's good enough. Like I
I
swear,
don't.
I like
Only
I've
like
known
one media thing has ever made me cry. But like when I tear up, that's when you know it's like.
with that I swear to God, like so many people, like that specific scene I know has made people like either cry or tear up, and I swear to God, like it's not like the saddest thing that's ever happened in a show. It's definitely not even the saddest thing that's happened in Pokemon, but just like the way it was like shot and like the music and like just like everything, it's almost like it was designed to like incite like crying. You know what I mean?
No, it's like I. But the thing is, like, I'm such a softie. Like, I feel that way in like 8 other scenes. Like, I think some of the other ones are more underappreciated. It's like Ash builds such this genuine friendship with all of his Pokemon that like whenever there's like a circumstance in which he has to release them, it's always like, oh God, no, oh he's leaving. They're saying goodbye. It's no, don't
Right.
do it.
But like I was like happy for Butterfree, obviously. Like just like it was like there was no like on paper that shouldn't have been super sad. You know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, it's
Well,
unfortunate
it's
that
sad because Ash and Butterfree are friends.
yes, obviously, but like on paper that it shouldn't have been sadder than any other scene, but like it just the way that it was shot and presented particularly like made it much more impactful.
I think you probably haven't seen this scene because you said you haven't seen anything past Orange Island, and this happens in Johto. But when Ash parts with his Charizard, I think that might even be like a better emotional because like
Hmm.
it's like the whole episode setup where like Ash is just traveling. Johto has been great for Charizard because he's at like the beginning of a region and he has a fucking Charizard, so it's just like kicking ass consistently. But then Ash comes across this fucking valley where a bunch of Charizards live. And Ash is like, oh, that's so cool. I could train my Charizard with other Charizards, and it'll be great. And then all the other Charizards fucking kicked Ash's Charizard's ass. They just fucking destroyed him. So eventually the conclusion was reached that the best thing for Charizard was to stay in that valley and train with the other Charizards. So Ash like has to part ways with him, and Charizard's stubborn because he's loyal. So Ash has to like pretend to abandon him
Yeah.
to like get him to stay, and it's like it's fucked up, man. He
Uh,
he like has to give this like fake speech about him being a weak Charizard when like
oh.
he doesn't mean it, and like there's tears in his eyes as he says it, but he's like he has to let him go. Like this is what's best for him. So he's like, yeah, you're a weak Charizard. I don't want you anyway. And then he runs away crying because he does want his Charizard, and he's actually just doing what's best for it.
That's fucked up that the writers even made us kids like even have to think about that moral dilemma.
That's the admirable thing about Ash Ketchum is he cares more about like the well-being of his Pokemon than literally anything else, even if it fucks over like his own agenda, his own battle career, etc. Like his
Yeah.
Pokemon are his first priority. He fucking his most powerful Pokemon he had in the original show. He had his fucking Primeape, and they he was like this angry rage monster he couldn't control. And then the moment he could control him, and they were like a powerhouse duo. He this fucking fighting type expert offers to train him, and it's like, well, I guess that would be really good for him. But I kind of don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm holding this monkey boy back, so he releases his Primeape. And that might even happen before Butterfree. I don't know. Ash releases a lot of Pokemon and it sucks every time. But specifically, I think Butterfree and Charizard are the two. But I really think about it, it's like fuck, man. That pulled at my heartstrings.
Yeah.
At least he gets Charizard back. He never gets Butterfree back. He never
Yeah.
sees Butterfree again.
I was always pissed because like I assumed that like he would have seen Butterfree again at some point.
Yeah, and it's like they've alluded to it in the past, but like they just never pulled the trigger. Like
Yeah.
Ash's Butterfree was in like the opening of Battle Frontier, like he was in like the theme song animation, but he never appears. And there's like a whole episode of the Black and White anime where Ash like recalls his time with his Butterfree and like helps a Caterpie become good. And it's like, man, I just want to see the Butterfree. At least he never promised to come back for Butterfree like he did for Pidgeot. That's who he did dirty.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna come back for you, Pidgeot. Don't worry. And then we never see him again. But yeah, that's it for Pokeball Radio, the Pokemon anime podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks. I've been Riley.
I've been Demigloom.
I'll see you next time.